Starting stream. Oh, I don't know, man. I just got that same error that Rosie got. I don't know if I'm live or not. I can see that I'm moving. Hope my sound works. I don't know because I don't have my headphones on. Test. Okay. Looks like I got sound. So, what is it like to be a doormat? Thank you, Cindy Lopez. Good afternoon. It's sunshine and the snow is melting here. So, I've been thinking about doing this video for a long time. So, I had a class. It was a psychology class called stress management. I thought, yeah, stress management, this is going to be easy. And I was taking anatomy and physiology. I had to know like every bone in the body, every muscle in the body, and where it inserted, where its origin, where its insert was, and how it worked, and every bone, every muscle. I had to know how the heart worked. I had to know liver, lymph node system, blood vessels, veins, and arteries, and all that. I had to know all that shit. I'm like, stress management shit. This is gonna be easy. The first thing that he did to us was put us through, well, him and her. There was two teachers in this class. A married couple teaching this stress management. The first thing they did was have us study the physiology of stress. What happens physiologically, chemically, the physiological reactions chemically in your body? What happened? You had to know all the names of these glucocorticoids and shit. It was terrible. It was tough. Your Valentine's Day was as that mine as recent. I know. So like you're just like trying to find something else to bury it. Like talk about what kind of personality I am. so that's what I'm doing. So yeah, the first couple weeks of this stress management class was hard as hell. It's like, man, how I needed to get, I needed an A. I'm like, fuck, how am I even going to get a B out of this class? So at College of Education, you can't graduate unless you got a 3.5 grade point average. So I needed, and I was like at 2.5 or something. I need A's and B's. So anyway, in this class we started talking about different personality types. And when they got to doormat, you are a doormat personality type, I'm like, hell yeah, that is me. I'm also a middle son. I'm a middle middle sibling type, which is another story. I could go into that one too, but I'm going to do this one because a lot of this goes on with me on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I know it. I know, kind of know where this is going, and I'm like, just keep it up. And just keep it up. Go ahead, keep it up. That's what a doormat personality says. You just keep it up. Go ahead, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. So let's see. I'm not the greatest reader, and I don't have my glasses on. So, doormat. Someone who is really nice, kind, generous, and sweet. Often also smart and funny. They can be outgoing and extroverted, but still allow most people to walk all over them. They are dedicated friends and partners, and infallibly there for anyone who needs them with advice, support, money, homework, to be copied and expect nothing in return. Right? No PayPal here, folks. They desperately wish one day that someone will call them a friend and like really mean it. But for now, they are happy to be a friend to everyone else, no matter what the personal cost. That's how you end up. We doormats. We end up poor, man. Poor and happy and holding on to our pride with dear life. So they actually like to be used. Yeah, that's a clown loves to be used. Um, tying 300, blowing up by mouth 300 balloons in a day, tying them into balloon animals and giving them to kids just for a smile. Totally like to be used. It's torturous, and sometimes you don't come home with the full paycheck. So going on, you always come home. It seems like you always come home with a good meal, but where's my damn paycheck? Anyway, like to be used because at least it means they are needed in some small way. People might see being a doormat as a sad, pathetic existence, which a lot of people think I'm a sad, pathetic existence. True. But doormats are generally content with their standing. And I am. I fucking hold on to my pride. I'd rather hold on to my pride than to hold on to my money. Look at example. Alice, you are such a doormat. You let us walk all over you. I don't mind. I don't mind really. I'm your friend, and I just want to be here for you. All right? So there we go. That's what kind of personality I am. That's what a doormat is. And I am experimenting here with um, a new setup for I come in here, I'm booted out of my other channel for 90 days, and so I had to come over here and set up my broadcaster over here. And I tried to set it up YouTube. It kept asking me for phone numbers and all kinds of stupid crap, and I finally just said, screw it, man. I don't know how I did this last time, but I'm going to try and do it as a RMPT or something like that. And so this is not the same broadcaster setup that I had last time. So I don't know if things are going to... It's kind of seeming like maybe things are going to work better. I don't know. Wow. Gulp. Me as well. There's a lot... Hey, on YouTube, you're gonna find a lot of doormats on YouTube, doormat personalities, people who just yeah. Let's get back to the doormat personality. Screw my broadcaster. If it's working, cool. Hey, Fantasy. Hi. How you doing? I was watching Rosie a little while ago. and something was coming to my mind about radio. Should I turn on some music so we can sit here and listen to some music? I just watched all of Rosie's Hangout. There was no music in it at all. It was just Rosie talking. And you know what? If there'd been some music, I would be like, turn it down. I want to listen to what Rosie's saying. So I don't know, a lot of times music's appropriate. I put music in a lot. Hey, Tupac, Vanessa, and Cindy Lopez. Hi, you guys. I can see you. So I was watching Rosie, and I'm like thinking to myself, sometimes it's not music that I want in the hangout. Sometimes I just want to talk to somebody. I want to listen to somebody talking. I turn the damn radio down. I want to listen to people talk. When I go to Vinny's, a lot of times when Vinny plays a song, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I got 5 minutes to go look at my tobacco row. And I go look at my tobacco row, and then I look back over there to see if Vinny's talking again. And if he's talking, then I go back over there and listen. Then Vinny plays another song, and I leave again. Come back in 5 minutes to see if Vinny's talking again. So, okay. Back to the subject of doormat personality, which is what I am. What it doesn't say there about doormat, people who have doormat personality, they will let you dig a hole and bury yourself before they totally blow up on you. I mean, and when they blow up, it's no light little punishment. They take everything that you've done to dig a hole to bury yourself in stupidity, and all at once, bam, in a loud voice, they throw it back in your face. And then they just walk away. They say, fuck you, I don't want to have nothing to do with you ever again. And they leave. And you're standing there saying, fuck. Yeah, that's all the shit I said about you, and you're right, and fuck, you're gone. I got no way to defend myself. They leave you defenseless. I understand that I'm that personality. Okay? And I wish this stupid thing would tell me how many people is watching me. But it doesn't matter. I don't care. I mean, it can be watched over the day if anybody wants to watch it. So the views will come later. I'll see what they are. But back to Dormat. As the guy, the person that will just let it build up and let it build up and let it build up, and you think that they're okay with you walking all over them. So they're like, great, here's somebody I can walk all over. But then, thank you, Cindy, thank you. But then all of a sudden, out of the blue, bam, they blow up and they are mad as shit at you, and you're like freaking. You're like, holy crap. Every time before that I've just laid this shit on you, you didn't seem to care, and now everything I've ever done to you that's bad, you're dragging it up and throwing it in my face. Yeah, that's what a doormat personality does to you. So I've told my doormat personality story on YouTube once before, and it's kind of tough because I have to worry about hate speech. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell it again. So my little brother comes to me. This is one place where it really stood out because it was racism, it was child abusive, it was disrespect, it was pedophobia, it was just everything all in one fucking, and doormat. I doormatted this motherfucking architect to the max. I doormatted a few architects in my day. My dad owned an architectural firm, so So my little brother says, "Hey man, this architect needs some help." And my little brother was designing heating and air conditioning. That's what he does. He designs heating and air conditioning systems. I'm gonna roll a cigarette. So he says, "Man, I know this architect. He needs some help. He's got about 3 fucking churches he's got to do, and his draftsman, his AutoCAD guy, just went back to Kansas State architecture. He'd been out of school for like 9 months or something, which means I know what that means. That means um, he got they kick you out for 6 months. You're suspended for a semester. So his draftsman had left him, and he's got these 3 churches come in that he needs to do. And one of them is just copy another church, only take out all the wood trusses that the roof is made out of and put in steel trusses. It's a little bit of work, but at least the basic idea was already there. I just need to take out all this damn wood and put steel trusses in it. So the other church is actually, if you want to look at one of these churches, well, one of them is in, well, let me tell you the one that you could see for sure is in Benton, Kansas. So if you want to look at this church. Okay, so this was the next church that I had to tackle. The first church was in, the one that had to change it over to steel trusses was in Valley Center, Kansas. So the second church, and I'm working on these things. I'm nailing these motherfuckers down. And the second church was a big fucking wood church. Houses are made out of 2x4s. This fucking thing was made out of 2x12s. Everything was huge. And this architect thought I was great because the truss guy called and wanted to talk about the trusses. And I had designed the trusses. And they were really weird because the truss usually has a tail. On a regular house, a truss has a tail hanging off of it. Some of you may have seen that. It's an A shape with little legs hanging off the bottom of it. It looks like an A with short legs. That's what a roof truss looks like. Well, he wanted these big ass wide fascias. Fascia is the bottom of the roof, flat vertical piece that goes all the way around the building, right? And then the soffit goes from the fascia back horizontal to the building. And so I'm over there talking to the truss guy about, the tails and the bird's eye and the heel. How many, I want the heel to be like 14 inches so that by the time we get to the fascia, we're down to 11 1/4 inches, fits a piece of siding, and I'm just rattling off all this shit because I actually have been out there with a nail gun and framed houses for a long time. All right. Jenkins loves it when I'm doing a hangout. He wants to come in and listen, so I got to let him in the window. So I kick this out. I kick this building out. I get it all done, except for having some problems with him wanting me to put fucking concrete stairs to go down to the basement. And I'm like, no, man, no. And I'm like, okay, I'll fucking design them, but you're fucking crazy. And I said, just fucking put metal stairs in there. Just make it a box and put metal stairs to go downstairs, man. So it took him about 2 weeks before he says it was a design build firm. And he got with his contractor and he says, fuck, or his contractor that actually was a part of the business, his business. He had his own contractor. He's like, man, I don't know. I don't want to do that concrete step stuff. Why are you doing that? He's like, what do you want to do? He's like, oh, fuck, just make it a big concrete box and I'll put metal steps in there. I'll just order them. That is exactly what I told him to do. So I've wasted hours and hours on fucking doing that concrete because I've also done concrete work Your truth is your truth. You're doing great. Okay. So we got that church taken care of. And at this time, he's a happy guy. He's a happy guy. So it's coming up on Halloween. And he comes in and he's going to tell me a joke. And so he tells me it's a joke. And this is where I have to be careful. Okay. So this joke was about these little girls who go to heaven. And God gives them their wings. And they say, oh, thank you, God. And he says, you're very welcome. Now go along. You're an angel now. Go along and go about your ways. So this one girl, hello, Jenkins. Can I shut that window? Now you want to be petting. Jenkins always wanted to be petting when I'm talking to you guys. Not a time for petting, Jenkins. Go eat your salmon. Got Jenkins some salmon. So he goes on to say, this little black girl goes to heaven, and goes to God, and God says, here's your wings, little girl. And she looks at him and she says, well, God, all the other little girls got white wings. Why do you give me black wings? And he says, well, because you're a bat. Now run along and happy Halloween. And I'm like, yeah, that's really fucking funny. Ha ha ha. And I just went back to work. So Halloween come up, and one thing that I was doing at that time was I live in Park City, and Park City would have our own haunted house in the park. And I would get balloons and go tie balloons for free for the kids in the park on Halloween. Pass them out just like people pass out candy. Park City was really happy with me. Man, that's really nice you come out and do that for us for nothing. Of course, I had done it at Christmas I've tied balloons lots of times for Park City for free. I mean, they're my kids' friends, so I pitch in. Thank you, Cindy. I guess. I'm not sure what that... I wonder what that means. It looks like yawning. Or it's an oh my. It's a face palm. Yeah. So I was like, wow. Okay, whatever. Ha ha. And went back to work. So I took off at lunchtime. And I went looking for balloons. And I had to go to two places. Because one place didn't have them. The joke, right? Because one place didn't have the balloons. I had to go to another place. And I came back from lunch, and it's like been an hour and 15 minutes. It's a half an hour lunch. I come in as secretary. I said, sorry I'm late getting back, but I got to go tie balloons at Park City for Halloween for the kids. And I had to find balloons, and they didn't have them at one Hobby Lobby, so I had to go to the other Hobby Lobby, which is fucking other side of town. I didn't say that, but it is. It's the other side of town. I know, Jenkins, I know. Jenkins is really concerned about this. So, she says, oh, well, that's really nice. She says, I've got, 2 grandkids. They love balloons. I said, well, let me tie you my best balloon. So I tied her a teddy bear. A mouse. A mouse riding a tricycle. Which is, I have had a first place medal for tying this balloon. In a balloon contest at one time. It's a very, very, actually it's on, I have it in my videos. And I can do one if anybody ever wants me to do that again. I'll have to go buy some fresh balloons, but so I tied it for her and I left it there for her, and I went back to work. And the happy architect comes back in, and he's having me copy over the church that we had done in Valley Center to another file that we're going to rearrange it a little bit and we're gonna do this church for a black con a black congregation, a black church. This is what we're gonna, and that's what I'm doing. I'm copying over the files and opening up a new folder and getting all the files in there, changing all the names on the sheets and changing some things about the building and stuff. I'm getting it all set up to do this other church for this black congregation, which I think is totally hypocritical because of the Halloween joke that this architect had told me about little black girls, which was totally fucking inappropriate. And he says I went in there and I got the balloon and I brought it in there and I showed it to him. I said, "What do you think about this balloon I tied?" And I'm gonna go tie balloons on Halloween in Park City. He says, "Oh wow, what do? You tie balloons for kids for favors?" And I'm like, yeah, haha. Okay. I went back and sit at my desk for about 4 hours till 5 o'clock. Maybe not. Yeah, 4 hours. I was late. 3.5 hours. Maybe didn't even make it to 3.5 hours. I got some things to do this evening. I'm getting out of here early. Sorry, I'll see you. That was a Friday. Monday morning, I came in. I gave the secretary her key. I said, "I'm not going to be here anymore." And she says, "What?" I said, "I'm quitting." She says, "Why?" And I said, I gave you that balloon. I said, did your grandkids like it? And she said, "Oh, they loved it. It was awesome." And I said, "Did you hear what he said to me about it?" And she said, "No." And he asked me if I tie balloons for kids for favors. And she said, "Oh my, he just does that. Oh my, just don't pay attention. Don't pay attention." I said, "Did you hear the joke that he said the other day about little black girls and bat wings?" And she says, "I know, that is a disgusting joke." And I said, "Yeah, and I've got half black grandchildren." I said it was not just disgusting, it was fucking terrible. And she says, "Oh my God, I know how you feel. I'll tell you," she says, "I don't talk about it much, but I've got a half black grandchild too." And I said, "Well, then I guess you know why I can't stay." She says, "Yeah, I guess I can't blame you for leaving." And out the door I went. It was like the next day, his construction estimator was parked in front of my house trying to find my house. I went out there and he's like, "Man, he's really sorry he said that. He didn't know that you had a half black kid." And he was, yeah, it was wrong about what he said about the balloon and stuff, but man, we really need you. And, that's just the way he is. You just have to forgive him. He just grew up that way. And I said, "Well," so tell you what, I'll come back in there Monday and meet him. We'll go out to lunch at McDonald's and we'll talk about it." And he said, "Okay." He says, "That's good. That's really good. I think you guys can work it out." And I said, "Okay." And then fuck it. I never came back. A weird thing is $300 appeared in my checking account like 2 days later. And just appeared out of nowhere. so, wait, what? Rude. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I mean, I should have, when he said the joke in the first place, I should have looked him in the eye and said, "Dude, you're talking about my granddaughter. Don't do that." But I didn't. I just said, "Yeah, ha ha." Like, okay, I understand why some people would think that's funny, but yeah, it's not that funny a joke. And then he talked about me trading the balloons to children for favors, and I was like, I just want to rip this guy's ass. But I'm like, yeah, ha ha. And then I just walked out on him. Just left him defenseless. He could never come back and give me any excuses for why he was such a piece of shit. And I hope it bothers him till the day he dies. So that's what I have for you for this little live stream. I hope my live streams work. I hope I can go back and watch this and see that it's actually working better than it did before. You know, before it would go brrr. So I knocked that bit rate down to from 650. I started at 1,000, and then I have my YouTube on my other channel set at. I moved it down to 650, trying to get rid of the brrr, and then I loaded here. I'm like, I had to. It was at 1,000. It was just rattling like crazy, and so I knocked it down to 600. And I don't know if the text is readable. I don't know if my voice is right, but I'm gonna look back over it and see if maybe I've got my problems. Some more of my problems with using a free XSplit broadcaster, which you can find on you can find the link. I'm pretty sure it's right here. Let me look. No, it's not on this, but somewhere in when it says you go live on YouTube and it says you need an encoder, it will list a link to get a free version of XSplit, and the link comes directly from YouTube. So, and I've got a cheap old computer. It's not very great, and I'm not using a good graphics card. I've got one. Crystal clear. I'm glad I fixed it this time. JK, man. That thing has been bad. So, I mean, you know, good things come out of bad things. So, maybe I'm getting closer to doing a panel, but I don't think anybody wants to panel me. They're probably afraid that I'm going to fucking doormat them. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But, you know, if you have to worry about somebody doormatting you, then that says something about your own personality. And maybe you need to come on, Cindy, and explain your personality and why it is that you avoid people who doormat other people. So, when I was born, the doctor slapped my mama. Hell yeah. Oh my Lord, lady, whatever brought this about on you? JK. He was a good man, I'm sure. Oh, so I really don't have much else for you than that. I mean, it's kind of like when Rosie did hang out a little while ago. She had some things she wanted to say. She come on, she said them, she got the discussion done, and then she said, you guys have a good day. And if you want to listen to music, hey, turn your radio on. You know, if you want to listen to me, hey, turn me on. If you want to listen to your radio, turn your radio on. So maybe it's time for me to, like, beautiful sunshine today. Maybe it's time for me. I did my laundry last night, and I had to wash. My fucking dryer is dead, so I had to wash all my clothes and then put them in baskets and go down to the laundromat. And they're all rolled up. Sometimes I put them on hangers. Sometimes I just roll everything and stick it back in the basket. Do not throw the clothes in the basket, right? You don't know what's clean, what's dirty. But if it's a rolled up t-shirt, okay, it's clean. So they're all rolled and sitting in the baskets over there, and I need to start hanging stuff up. And I need to fucking clean this coffee table. Oh my God. Bad. Really bad. Should I show you? Having a dryer sucks. It really does. But you know, when I was down at the laundromat, Well, I went to the laundromat. I put my clothes in. Then I went to Walmart, went grocery shopping. I came back, got my clothes, rolled them all up, put them back in the baskets, and took all my God, I got it itchy. Sorry. What's my if you're gonna talk a lot, you don't want to have an itchy. Get you some of these, and there, cut that sucker off. Maybe that'll fix it. So, yeah, no dryer sucks. And I was in the laundromat, and this lady and this little boy come in, and this little boy had 4 cents. Manscaping. Well, Cindy, that if you got nose hair, which us men do, you didn't have to retract that. Um, then, so anyway, I'm at the laundromat and I'm rolling my clothes, and this lady comes in with this little kid I would say he's around 3, because maybe he had a vocabulary of about 10 words, and he had 4 cents in his hand, and he was trying to put the 4 cents in the key thingy on the candy machine. And she's talking to him. Anderson, his name was Anderson. Anderson, don't do that. And Anderson, I'm like, what you got there, Anderson? And he shows me. I'm like, oh, you got 4 cents. I said, look at this. I got these silver quarters. And she's like, Anderson, don't bother the man. I'm like, no, he's not bothering me. I'm talking to him. He's fine. Anderson is fine. And I get my I got my quarters. I go back over to my dryer, because I had 2 dryers, and one of them was done, and the other one was almost done. So I had to put 50 more cents in it, and start it. And I'm rolling the clothes in the top dryer. I'm like, Anderson, come here. And she looks at me kind of like, are you gonna mess with my kids? I'm like, here, Anderson. I said, here's this quarter. I said, put it right there in that hole. And he put it in there, and I'm like, now put this quarter in there. And he put that quarter in there. I said, now push that green button. And I said, now look in there. Is it going around? And he says, yeah. He shook his head. Yeah, it's going around. And the lady just smiled at me like, wow, you must have you got kids of your own. And like, hell, she didn't say that, but it was written all over her face. You got kids of your own, don't you? And I'm like, hell yeah, kids are the bomb. Anything I can do to help Anderson enjoy this trip to the laundromat with mom is a good thing. So, for a doormat, that's the payment. Was seeing Anderson get to put his first 2 quarters in a dryer at their laundromat and push the green button. I actually know that his mom did not have him put the quarters in. Even though he's over there, he's got his 4 pennies trying to put them in the candy machine. She could have said, hey, you want to see how this works? But she didn't. But I did. Too cute. It's kind of a cute story. It was so going to the laundromat can be a good experience. Dave the fisherman doesn't say everything right, but when he said, we need to get out of here sometimes, and go out there and experience things. Sometimes it just falls in your lap, You got wet laundry. You got to do something about it. And you got to go shopping. So out the door I went, and still looking for the same things I looked on YouTube. Looking to share a little bit of my knowledge or my experiences with people, and looking for a smile on somebody's face, because you're all just kids. I'm still a kid. I think doormatters will always be no matter how old they are, they'll always be children at heart. So, and children love somebody who smiles at them and thinks they're great. They like money too, but money is not as important as fun, as the smiles. So I'm looking at 39 minutes in here. I don't want to make this too long that people can't watch it. Oh, look what I found. Man, OG, fucking CJ is still harassing me about you. And it's just like, come on, man. So that is really that's it. That's what those are the things that I had in the script that I write and on the backside of my forehead. Normally that is the script that I write on the back of my forehead, on the inside of my forehead, before I go do a live or do a YouTube. I write that script while I'm in the shower, shaving, brushing my teeth, and washing my hair. I know, CJ. See, I know, CJ. I know, G. So, I know, waffles. Waffles. Uh-oh. Jeez, I don't want everybody to start calling you waffles. I don't want everybody to start calling you OG waffles. But you, hey man, you deserve the title, so. And I'll leave the number off. I'll leave the number off, 40. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying that. So yeah, normally when I'm writing that script, like I wrote for this, it's and it's written in my head. It's not written on paper. I'm in the shower, and getting ready to come on and do the video, you know, and I didn't do it this time. I don't know why. I think it might have been CJ's comment, maybe. It may, I mean, and a lot of things that are going on that made me think of what I learned in a stress management class in the psychology department at Wichita State University about what a doormat is and why I fit it to a T. That's what they look like when oh man, part of my I'm trying to get used to things. That's what they look like when I'm done. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to my broadcaster again. You know, some people don't want to try something new on YouTube. They're like, I just want it to be like it was, because I'm going to have to spend all that time trying to figure out how it works again. And I'm like, figuring out how it works again is part of the fun of the journey. I know it makes you look stupid as shit, but eventually, I mean, if you get it to work right, which may be, how long has it been since Google took our Hangouts away, our Hangout panels away? It's been quite a long time for me, because that's right before that's when I loaded the broadcaster and started trying to figure out how it worked. And I'm still not done, and I still haven't had anybody that wanted the panel with me on it, so, you know. So I guess I'm at the Q&A. Any questions? Happy to answer any questions that I can possibly, help help you with understanding whether or not your personality is a doormat personality. Is the question going to come? All right, if you're a doormat personality, the architect that you was working with, what kind of personality was he? And I think I would have to get my stress management book and look that your doorbell. JK's a doorbell. JK's. I could have to look up door. Maybe this could be a series. Stress management. I could get my stress management book out and look up doorbell. Ding dong. You're a ding dong. I get it. Oh shit. Uh, I'm gonna write that in a footnote under doormat personalities in my stress management class book. So the only personality I can remember is doormat personality and middle child syndrome because I've got both. I've got it bad. I got doormat personality bad, and I'm middle child syndrome bad. So, um, without me having my stress management book handy, yeah, it's in the back room. I can try and answer any, um, do the Q&A. Hola, buenas tardes, prolapsed alien sphincter. Are you going to retract your? I noticed that's a very nice color of orange you have there. Are you going to retract that? Are you going to retract this comment? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Hey, high five. Yeah, that I got your name right. I'm not sure if aliens have sphincters. Sphincter is a muscle. So you're a prolapsed alien muscle. Like around your mouth or like the muscles in your intestines are sphincter muscles. Are you I don't know, do aliens have intestines? I'm sure they have some sphincter muscles in there. I love talking about anatomy and physiology, man, and your name just, raises some anatomical questions. I'm not retracting anything. Oh, I'm not talking about you, Waffles. I'm talking about Waffles. I had problems with uh, Skunk Ape, and he fucking did. He does like, I don't know, 20, 30 comments. See, there we go. That's Skunk Ape. Here, let me hide that guy. Uh, just block that one right now. Hide user from this channel. Easy enough? Done. Thanks for letting me know. Happy to have you in here for a second there. But yeah, Skunk Ape was, Waffle Skunk Ape was um, changing the direction of the subject matter of my hangout to whatever he thought it should be in the side panel talking to me. And then when it got to the end of the hangout, he removed all his comments. So thereby, trying to take control of my hangout. So I seen him the other day. I said, when you come back in, I said, Skunk Ape, I'm gonna hide you. And he says, why are you gonna hide me? I said, are you gonna come in there and leave a bunch of comments and then retract them when it gets to the end of the hangout? And he says, yes. And I said, well, that's why I'm going to hide you. I said, I can't have you coming in there and having me just talking to some comment that doesn't exist after the hangout is over. It makes me look like I'm talking to myself or something. So I'm just gonna hide you. No, 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 Jeff, don't hide me. I said, are you gonna retract your comments? Yes. I said, well, then I'm gonna hide you. When I was at Jeff's house, we had strong sphincter muscles. Oh yeah, sphincter muscles could be a good conversation for those people out there that like to make sexual activity the subject matter of their hangout. Which I don't mind a little bit of joking around, um, sex jokes or whatever, dirty jokes and shit. I don't mind a few dirty jokes. That's cool. But when it is the total body of the content, it's like I need to find something more intellectual to listen to. I may be a dumb shit, but there has to be some kind of intelligence in a conversation to keep me involved, you know? Just can really pinch one off. I can pound it through and pinch it off, baby. Hell yeah, 2.5 pounds of hamburger every, a pound of hamburger a day. I'm gonna sphincter that shit right through there and pinch it off. I'm back for more burgers. So, yeah, I'm not a vegetarian. I apologize that I'm not. I apologize to the world for not being a vegetarian. So why did you get a strike? Well, I was for using the F word, the FAGGET word in reference to Tucker. While I was bitching him out for using children as bait to sucker people, to sucker newbies on YouTube into supplying money for his habit. And I was chewing his ass out, but good. In relations to a comment that I'd made, a very simple, small comment, just basically saying, I think what you did was bad. And then he sent me a comment back saying, coming from you, that's laughable. And bam, that's it. I was live, ready to fucking door. That's it. I've listened to this stuff, Tucker, about the things you did. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and now I've got people that are really convincing me. I thought you took the money from the kids, and now I am at the point where I am pretty damn convinced that you took the money from the kids. And as a doormat guy, this is the time that the doormat explodes in your face. And I fucking came on here, exploded in a live stream in Tucker's face, and I got a message in the sidebar that said, Tucker just deleted your comment. So I know Tucker was watching me. But somebody who had some affections for Tucker, or Tucker himself, I don't know. Of course, we never know who flags us. Recording you, and bam, gone. Yeah, that was my flag. I got flagged for hate speech. That was when the flag hit for hate speech. And I know he was watching because he deleted that comment right then. And bam, here came the flag. So, and now, one hate speech flag will get you shut down, apparently. I don't know, I guess. Because I don't have any other flags for 90 days. Which, I don't know, maybe that attracts attention to me. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, doormat personalities like attention. They do. Something I didn't mention about Jinx's, which I read what Jinx said. And basically, I just want to put Jinx behind me because every time I fucking think of Jinx, it's going to bring back bad memories. But when I went in there first, I said, here, let me get this camera right. Yeah, I'm okay. I said, here, you guys, it's one of the first things I said was, let me go get another beer. And they're like, yeah, go get another beer. I'll have another glass of wine. I got up out of my chair and walked in the kitchen. I came back in here, and I opened up my beer, and I took a big drink. I said, cheers, I said, yeah, I have a beer. I said, this is a good one. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like beer on this side. Says beer on that side. So I went into Jinx's hangout trying to be humorous. Okay. And I don't know. I feel, and I dressed right off the bat that, she asked me how my Valentine's Day was, and I told her, which is shitty. And now she's telling me, well, Valentine's Day was the subject of the hangout. I'm like thinking to myself, all right, why in the hell would you want me in the hangout? Which they're begging me. Come on, Jeff. Come on, panel. Why would you, of all the people, you should know, if you have any brains at all, you should know I'm having a fucking sucky Valentine's Day. And if that's the subject of your hangout, why do you want to drag me into the hangout? Why do you keep wanting to say, come on, Jeff, come on, panel? Jesus. So CJ says, oh, she didn't mean it like that. And I said, look at the video. I said, I don't know. Maybe it was just stupidity. I think it was just not paying any attention. And just saying whatever you want. Oh, good. Here comes a doormat. We'll just do whatever we want with it. So, Tucker used to be a trusted. Well, I think truckers. I don't know what I don't know what to do about Tucker, but I just know that, and I don't care about Stellar's money, and I don't care about anybody else because I told them all, look, you donate on YouTube and it's beer money. Get ready to lose it, and don't be mad about wherever it goes to. And don't be mad when people bitch at you about giving it to someone either. But Dave put up the video, and I just can really picture in my head this kid with the bald head at St. Jude's Hospital. And I'm like, that's where doormat syndrome set in. And I'd been tired. I was tired of acting like I didn't hear it or ignoring it or, I just didn't hear that. Let's just go on and have fun. At that point, all I could picture is that kid in my head. And it was like, he used that kid as bait to take money from unsuspecting victims on YouTube. Okay, I've seen a lot of unsuspecting victims. That's okay. But using a kid as bait to take those people's money is like using dynamite to fish for catfish. You're just not supposed to throw a stick of dynamite in a pond. And actually, around here, if they catch you using dynamite, to fish with, they'll throw you in jail. So that's the way I thought about it. That's the way I feel about it. Okay, we good. Any other questions? Q&A, questions, answers, comments. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll give you guys a little bit something to think about here today with this one. And laundry done. I'm gonna do some chores around here and probably feed my cat real good. I just gave my cat some salmon. Put a bunch of food on the porch. Fill the water bowl. And go over to my daughter's house and spend the night over there with the kids. Try and get my mind off the things that go on in my social world here on YouTube. What do you think will come of the Tucker stuff? Well, cops are nothing. You never know. All I can do is look back at examples of what things that have happened in the past. And I think it was $6,000 that the fat Aussie bastard collected in the name of the Royal Children's Hospital. Yes, he was arrested. Yes, he was probably jailed. Yes, he was charged. Yes, he was convicted. And yes, he had to do a hell of a lot of community service. And yes, you can find the record of that on YouTube. And yes, you can find Pete Finn, Fat Aussie Bastard, on Facebook. Just about any day. Posting. But no, you do not find the Fat Aussie Bastard posting anymore on YouTube. I kind of think he's been banned. You know, like if his face comes up, you flag it and they shut him down. I think. I don't know. But I know he did the community. He had to do the community service. Had videos of him, and it was a lot of hours. It wasn't it wasn't a little 50-hour thing, I don't think. His community service. It's on here. It's on YouTube. So I would imagine that Canada has very similar laws to what Australia has. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope he gets community service. I really do. And Stellar, I told you, man, stop handing out your money. All right, don't do open-ended contracts. All right, do not do open-ended loan contracts with people. And Stellar, yeah, they did that to me too. A straight guy in the LGBT community threatened. They did more than threaten. They just went ahead and tried to paint me as a closet gay, and which I'm not. And it made me angry. It doesn't make Stellar angry. Stellar don't seem to be angry about that. He's just angry about the money. I don't know why. You're passing it out like crazy. So that's what I think. That's what I think. Cops are nothing. I don't know. I let Dave the fisherman, make those kinds of predictions. I let somebody else. I let everybody else. I'll just tell you what I've seen before, and tell you what I think of people's morals, people's table manners. I think that's beyond table manners. That is pretty scummy. So, all right. No more questions. All right, then I'm gonna get a few things done around here and head over to my daughter's house. If I don't make it tonight, I'll make it tomorrow. But I know it's supposed to be 60 degrees tomorrow. You guys want me to post some videos with Raylan? She's doing great. You know, she's 8.5 years old now. She loves coming on YouTube with me. So maybe I'll record some stuff. If we do something cool, I'll try and grab some footage. All right, JK, man, thanks for coming by. Shit, here, hold on. I need help. And we all know that JK is the fucking best kind of help that you can have, so. I know, JK. Fucking being blue sucks, but you just got to live with it, man. All right, peace out, guys. Jefferson T. Rowe.